Hello everyone, welcome to the Stalwart Initiative, and we're back for another look at Tasha's Cauldron of everything. This week we're moving on to the Bards. So we're going to start with Bard optional class features, and then we'll move on to the new subclass, Bard subclass, as well as a reprint of another subclass. So first up, at first level, you get additional Bard spells, which is nice, and they are right here. So we get Color Spray and Command at level 1, cool. Second level, Aid, Enlarge, Reduce, Mirror Image, decent. And third level, Intellect, Fortress, Mass, Healing Word, and Slow. Slow, I've several times I've wished I had Slow as a Bard. Makes sense. Very cool. Phantasmal Killer at fourth level. Decent. Now we need more damage spells as a Bard. I'm not saying we need them, but when I'm playing a Bard, I really wish I could deal more damage. So there's some damage for it. Rary's Telepathic Bond at 5th, Hero's Feast at 6th, and 7th level, Dream of the Blue Veil, which is a Tasha spell. I'm integrating that into a current campaign, and that's going to be pretty cool. I like that spell. Prismatic Spray, and Antipathy and Sympathy. Oh yeah, that's right, 9th level, Prismatic Wall as well. So a decent spell list. Well, expanding spell lists is welcome in every spellcasting class, so very cool. At second level, you get Magical Inspiration. If a creature has a Bardic Inspiration die from you and casts a spell that restores hit points or deals damage, the creature can roll that die and choose a target affected by the spell. Add the number rolled as a bonus to the hit points gained or damage dealt. The Bardic Inspiration die is then lost. So giving more versatility to anyone who has your Bardic Inspiration. Very cool. Although there's not getting it's not getting any more love for the martial classes that get it there, just the spellcasters. But that's okay. Any addition is welcome. At fourth level, you get Bardic versatility, and we're seeing this with all these subclasses here. When you reach a level in this class that grants the ability score improvement feature, you can do one of the following, representing a change in focus as you use your skills and magic. Replace one of the skills you choose from the expertise feature with one of your other skill proficiencies that isn't benefiting from expertise. This isn't really common because bards are a very skill-heavy class. That's a very nice change. I like that. Also, you can replace one cantrip you've learned from this class's spellcasting feature with another cantrip from the bard's spell list. Cantrip versatility, very nice. At third level, we have our new Bardic Colleges, which is the subclasses for Bard, College of Creation, which is the new subclass, and then a reprint of the College of Eloquence, which was a subclass introduced in the Mythic Odysseys of Theros, not too long ago, campaign setting. So the College of Creation. Bards believe the cosmos is a work of art, the creation of the first dragons and gods. That creative work included harmonies that continue to resound through existence today, a power known as the Song of Creation. The bards of the College of Creation draw on that primeval song through dance, music, and poetry, and their teachers share this lesson. Before the sun and the moon, there was the song, and its music awoke the first dawn. Its melodies so delighted the stones and trees that some of them gained a voice of their own. And now they sing too. Learn the song, students, and you too can teach the mountains to sing and dance. I don't know about mountains, but we get up to huge size, so we can teach some pretty big things to sing and dance, but we'll touch on that soon. Dwarves and gnomes often encourage their bards to become students of the Song of Creation, and among Dragonborn, the Song of Creation is revered, for legends portrayed Bahamut and Tiamat, the greatest of dragons, and the two of the song's first singers. And I love the artwork there. Very cool. She's dancing with a statue that he's animating. Very cool. Like it. So at third level, first we get the Mote of Potential. Whenever you give a creature a Bardic Inspiration die, you can utter a note from the Song of Creation to create a tiny Mote of Potential, which orbits within 5 feet of that creature. The mote is intangible and invulnerable, and it lasts until the Bardic Inspiration die is lost. The mote looks like a musical note, a star, a flower, or another symbol of art or life that you choose. Whenever the creature uses the Bardic Inspiration die, the mote provides an additional effect based on whether the die benefits an ability check, an attack roll, or a saving throw as detailed below. So each Bardic subclass, each college, for the bard, it gives you a specific additional effect to for your inspirations, like the base ones that came in the player's handbook. The the College of Valor, which gives you a bonus to allows them to choose either bonus to damage or a bonus to their AC if they use a reaction. And the College of Lore, there we go, Lore, couldn't come up with the word. College of Lore, which allows you to use your Bardic Inspiration, or allows the Bard to use their Bardic Inspiration die for cutting words to give negative effects to enemies as opposed to buffing your allies. But this class's unique addition to that is a little bit on the versatility side. None of the three effects that you can use your Bardic Inspiration for is anything very powerful, in addition to the inspiration itself, but it gives you an additional effect for each, depending on which one you're using it for. So very cool. Let's check it out. So if you use it, if they use it for an ability check, when the creature rolls the Bardic Inspiration die to add it to an ability check, the creature can roll the Bardic Inspiration die again and choose which roll to use, as the mote pops and emits colorful, harmless sparks for a moment. So this is when whoever has your inspiration, your Bardic Inspiration, uses it for an ability check that allows them to essentially have advantage on that check. Very nice, can come in very handy, and even furthers the addition, even furthers the chance of them getting success on that check. And if you make an attack roll with it, immediately after the creature rolls the Bardic Inspiration die to add it to an attack roll against a target, the mote thunderously shatters. The target and each creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it must succeed on a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC, or take thunder damage equal to the number rolled on the Bardic Inspiration die. That's making, it's basically making their attack roll have AoE effect. And the die does scale, which is nice. So it will, the damage will scale up, and you could have multiple targets making this con save. And I'm glad they included if I remember correctly, a gripe of mine with the playtest version of this is that the target that you hit doesn't actually make the save or doesn't take the damage. It's just everyone else around them. But this is cool. So it's creatures that you choose, so you don't have to hurt allies, thankfully. And it's within 5 feet of them. A little AoE effect, very cool, very nice. I like it. And saving throws. So immediately after the creature rolls the Bardic Inspiration die and adds it to a saving throw, the mote vanishes with the sound of soft music, causing the creature to gain temporary hit points equal to the number rolled on the Bardic Inspiration die, plus your Charisma modifier, minimum of 1 temp hit point. So this is nice. Temp hit points are great. Now remember, they don't stack, so if they already have another source of temp hit points, just kind of go with whichever one is larger there. But the fact that you're adding your Charisma modifier to that does give it some static, straight damage. So if they roll 1 on the Bardic Inspiration die, at least they're gaining your Charisma mod worth of temp hit points. So that is nice. And that'll scale up to 5, right? From whatever you start with to 5. Very, very cool. And next up at 3rd level, we get Performance of Creation. As an action, you can channel the magic of the Song of Creation to create one non-magical item of your choice in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of you. The item must appear on a surface or in a liquid that can support it. The gold piece value of the item can't be more than 20 times your bard level, and the item must be medium or smaller. The item glimmers softly, and a creature can faintly hear music when touching it. The created item disappears after a number of hours equal to your proficiency bonus. For examples of the items you can create, see the equipment section, or the equipment chapter of the player's handbook. Once you've created an item with this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend a spell slot of 2nd level or higher to use this feature again. You can only have one item created by this feature at a time, and if you use this action and already have an item from the feature, the first one immediately vanishes. The size of the item you can create with this feature increases by one size category. When you reach 6th level, it goes up to large, and then 14th level, you can create up to a huge item. Boy, the utility of this, the implications of this are just astronomically endless. Not quite endless because you have restrictions here, but man, I can think of in game a million reasons to use this, or millions of reasons that I shouldn't use it, but I will anyway. I briefly played, I think 2 one-shots. I played a College of Creation Bard, and yeah, had a blast. And this feature is really cool. And it can be abused, especially in later levels when you have less restrictions. And once we get our 14th level feature, it can be abused, so keep that in mind. But yeah, if you're just having fun with it or just working around problems, this is a super useful and flavorful ability. Love it. At 6th level, we get animating performance, and oh, I love this. And the playtest version of this video, when we looked at this before, when it was in Unearthed Arcana, I noted that this is like the mimic maker. You're essentially making a mimic, though you don't have to have the whole mouthy jaw part. But this is, as an action, you can target a large or smaller non-magical item you can see within 30 feet of you, and animate it. The animate item uses the dancing item stat block, which uses your proficiency bonus. The item is friendly to you and your companions and obeys your commands. It lives for 1 hour, or until it is reduced to 0 hit points, or until you die. In combat, the item shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. And this kind of goes along with the new pet theme, how we're handling pets these days. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but the only action it takes on its turn is the dodge action, unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take another action. Basically, you have to use some of your action economy to help this, but some things are excluded. We'll see that soon. That action can be one in its stat block or some other action. If you're incapacitated, the item can take any action of its choice, not just dodge. So if you're down, at least it can still function on its own. When you use your Bardic Inspiration feature, you can command the item as part of that same bonus action you use for your Bardic Inspiration. So that's great. That's not making you choose one or the other. You can still use your Bardic Inspiration and use your dancing item in the same turn. That's a very nice caveat they put there for that. Once you animate an item with this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend a spell slot of 3rd level or higher to use this feature again. You can have only one item animated by this feature at a time, and if you use this action and already have a dancing item from this feature, the first one immediately becomes inanimate. So only one at a time. I do love it that with these last 2 features that you are able to use spell slots. This is a trend that has been going for a little bit now, and I love it that Wizards is putting this in here, not saying, all right, this is your limit. You have 1 or X amount of times per long rest, and that's it. If you want, you can put the spell slots in it to get additional uses. I like it, and I love that feature. Absolutely love it. At 14th level, as our subclass capstone, we have Creative Crescendo. When you use your Performance of Creation feature, you can create more than 1 item at once. The number of items equal to your Charisma modifier, minimum of 2 items. If you create an item that would exceed that number, you choose which of the previously created items disappears. Only one of these items can be of the maximum size you can create. The rest must be small or tiny. You're no longer limited by gold piece value when creating items with Performance of Creation. So wow, so you're no longer limited by your 20 times Bard level when you're creating these items. Very powerful. You're doing multiple ones, though anyone past the first has to be small or tiny. Very cool, and can be very powerful in game. Now granted, those items do glimmer. They're obviously not mundane items. They do glimmer and have the little song playing on them if they're listening closely, but can be very cool, especially if you roleplay your way out of that one. I didn't touch on the dancing item up here. Do they have a stat block? It looks like they do, so I'll show that to you briefly here, in case you're wondering. There we go. That is the dancing item stat block. If you want to pause it and take a look there, and it's pretty powerful, really. A 30-foot movement speed and a 30-foot fly speed, and they can also hover. AC is 16, which is pretty decent, and 10 plus 5 times your Bard level for hit points, as well as a ton of immunities right there. And yeah, I like it. It can do some damage, and it can last a while. Very cool. Let's go back to this, and we'll move on to our reprint of the College of Eloquence. So this was from, as I mentioned earlier, from the Theros book, Mythic Odysseys of Theros, I think it was. And yeah, this is the lawyer. This is, in my opinion, the lawyer bard, the College of Eloquence. Adherents to the College of Eloquence master the art of oratory. These bards wield a blend of logic and theatrical wordplay, winning over skeptics and detractors with logical arguments and plucking at heartstrings to appeal to the emotions of audiences. First up at third level, we get Silver Tongue. You are a master at saying the right thing at the right time. When you make a persuasion, I'll just say persuasion. When you make a persuasion or deception check, you can treat a d20 roll of 9 or lower as a 10. So as you scale up, and if you're proficient in these skills, which if you have the subclass, I would definitely do so, this is going to pretty much ensure that you do at least decent, if not fantastic, on these on those skill checks. Also at third level, you get Unsettling Words. You can spin words laced with magic to unsettle a creature and cause it to doubt itself. As a bonus action, you can expend one use of your Bardic Inspiration, and choose one creature you can see within 60 feet of you. Roll the Bardic Inspiration die. The creature must subtract the number rolled from the next saving throw it makes before the start of your next turn. Now, this one confused me a little bit because the Lore Bard can already do that kind of, but it has to do it as a reactive type thing, and it has a reduced range, if I'm not mistaken. But this allows you to do this and have it set. Like you can set this and then move on. But I don't really see many benefits beyond that. Let me know in the comments below if you're seeing something that I'm not. But other than allowing you to essentially put this aura, this bad effect on someone and allow it to sit till the start of your next turn, and yeah, I'm not seeing how that is much better than cutting words. I mean, I think cutting words is better than this, but it does allow you to not have to use that in the instant to do it. So I don't know. I think it's okay. It's okay. Although after the Creation Bard, I just really can't. Meh. At 6th level, you get Unfailing Inspiration. Your inspiring words are so persuasive that others feel driven to succeed. When a creature adds one of your Bardic Inspiration dice to its ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, the roll fails, that creature can keep the Bardic Inspiration die. This is great. Now this one is powerful. It's allowing them to get a automatic useful Bardic Inspiration die. So it's a feels bad whenever a creature uses up, or an ally uses up their Bardic Inspiration die and it did nothing for them. If it fails, they still get to keep it. Very cool. So that is very useful. And next up we have Universal Speech, also at 6th level. So we get 2 6th level abilities here. You gain the ability to make your speech intelligible to any creature. As an action, choose one or more creatures within 60 feet of you, up to a number equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of 1. And the chosen creatures can magically understand you, regardless of the language you speak, for 1 hour. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend a spell slot of any level to use it again. At first glance, I thought this was super great and powerful. Right, it's allowing you to communicate with any creature, allowing them to understand you. I think it's good in the fact that they allow you to use it multiple times if you use any spell slot. So it's 1st level spell slot to be able to use this again. The only thing I don't think it's great about it is that they can understand you, but you can't understand them necessarily. So that doesn't guarantee you a intelligible conversation with that creature. It just means that they can understand you, which can help you. Greatly help you, but the fact that you can't understand them in return kinda sucks. So this is useful, a good feature, but not as useful as I would have liked it to have been. I would like to have seen you been able to understand them as well. Hey, can't have everything. Very nice. And the fact they let you use a level 1 spell slot to recharge it is cool too. Next up at 14th level, we have Infectious Inspiration. When you successfully inspire someone, the power of your eloquence can now spread to someone else. When a creature within 60 feet of you adds one of your Bardic Inspiration dice to its ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, and the roll succeeds, you can use your reaction to encourage a different creature, other than yourself, that can hear you within 60 feet of you, giving it a Bardic Inspiration die without expending any of your Bardic Inspiration uses. You can use this reaction a number of times equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of once, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. This is great. And it's essentially making your bardic inspiration infectious when it works. So now you have it all covered. When it doesn't work, when you give it to an ally and they try to use it and it doesn't work, they get another use of it. It doesn't matter. It's not going away. But when it does work, you can have it spread to other people. Fantastic. Universally useful, and makes your bardic inspiration not give you that feels bad kind of thing. So yeah, let me know what you think of the bard stuff. Eloquence is okay. I like that you're just like you can be superior face of the party. That's cool. The lawyer bard, but it's just not enough for me to play. College of Creation. Oh man, I'll play that all the time. Love that. Absolutely love that. And the class features added are great. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. And as always, unity is strength. So take care of each other, stay safe, and I'll see you again real soon.